What happens if you fall into a black hole? You don't just die, you become spaghetti. Break time, dissolve reality, and end up as cosmic graffiti on the edge of the universe. And the worst part? You can't even scream, because space hits mute state to the end, because it only gets weirder. Imagine falling down a well. Now replace the well with a cosmic nightmare that literally rewrites the rules of time and space. Congrats, you're falling into a black hole. The good news? Your fall is spectacularly weird. The bad news? You won't enjoy it for long. As you approach the event horizon, that's the black hole's do not return line. Time doesn't just tick. It melts. From your perspective, time feels normal, but to anyone watching from the outside, like NASA or your mom, you appear to slow down. You'd look like you're frozen in place, hovering just above the event horizon, stuck in a permanent state of almost fell in. But you're still falling, because once you cross that cosmic threshold, light itself can't escape, and if light can't escape, neither can Instagram updates, rescue drones, or your screams. And here's where it gets philosophical/horrifying. Some physicists believe you'd never be seen falling in. You'd become a hologram, smeared along the edge of the black hole, like cosmic jam, but from your point of view, you're plummeting headfirst into physics class on nightmare mode. So yeah, before your atoms even stretch apart, you break reality's most dependable concept, time. Who knew your most rebellious act would be disobeying clocks? Alright, buckle up, or rather, don't, because your body's about to go limp linguini. When people talk about falling into a black hole, they often toss around the term, spaghettification. Sounds delicious, right? Wrong. It's less, pasta night, and more, cosmic torture device. Here's how it works. The gravitational pull near a black hole is so strong, and so uneven, that your feet get yanked faster than your head. This stretches you into a long, skinny strand of atoms. It's like gravity is trying to turn you into the world's saddest fruit roll-up. The scientific term is tidal forces. But let's be honest, that doesn't sound nearly as dramatic as gravity turns you into spaghetti. These forces aren't gentle, they're not even rude, they're catastrophically violent. Your molecules get pulled apart, your atoms get isolated, your hopes and dreams also stretched thin. So the moment you pass the event horizon, your new identity is less human being and more cosmic linguini noodle. Fun. Basically, if you've ever felt stretched too thin in life, multiply that by infinity. Let's say, for argument's sake, that you're still somehow mentally processing this whole situation, despite being mid-noodle. The next thing you'll notice is that light gets real weird. Like, drunk mirror funhouse in a blender. Weird. Inside a black hole's event horizon, light doesn't move in straight lines anymore. It can't. It gets pulled inward with everything else. Like glitter down a cosmic toilet. That means you won't see what's ahead of you, you'll see warped, swirling, distorted images of space folding in on itself. Up is down is inside is backward. Imagine trying to look at your feet, but instead, you see the back of your own head from 10 minutes ago. Your field of vision collapses into a nightmare swirl, as photons, those cheerful little particles of light, are dragged into the void with you. Eventually, blackness, not the kind you get when you close your eyes. The kind you get when light no longer exists. Not because it's dark, but because reality has stopped allowing light to work. Basically, your eyes are now decorations. Cute, but completely useless. Okay, you're past the point of light, time, and shape making sense. Now we've entered the phase one like to call, what even is science anymore? Because here's the thing. Inside a black hole, the known laws of physics, the stuff Einstein worked so hard on, just sort of give up. Gravity becomes infinite. Space-time folds in on itself like origami designed by a caffeinated raccoon. The equations physicists use to explain the universe start throwing error messages. No one really knows what happens at the core of a black hole, also known as the singularity, but theories include your atoms being crushed to an infinitely dense point, you entering a one-way trip to a parallel universe, or time itself looping forever in a quantum scream. And if you think quantum physics is confusing outside a black hole, just wait till it's trying to merge with gravity inside one. It's like trying to fix a glitching computer while it's on fire and also falling into itself. Some scientists even theorize that information, meaning you, your data, your particles, isn't destroyed but smeared on the surface forever. So basically, black holes might be the universe's most horrifying flash drive. Bottom line? At this point, you're not falling anymore. You're dissolving into a mathematical metaphor. Here's a fun cosmic conundrum. Even your death inside a black hole is up for debate. Normally, when something catastrophic happens to your body, like falling into lava or being hit by a bus full of physics textbooks, you can pretty confidently say, "Yep, that person is dead," but in a black hole? Depends who you ask. From your own perspective, you'd feel the spaghettification, the light distortion, and eventually, your atoms getting their own personalized gravitational tug-of-war session. That's not great for staying alive. So, internally, you'd say you died, probably painfully, probably quickly, but to someone outside the black hole, watching you fall in, you'd appear frozen at the event horizon, forever stuck in slow motion. They'd never actually see you fall inside, you'd just get dimmer and redder until you vanish like a dramatic soap opera exit. Technically, that version of you might never die, at least from an external perspective. Which is very comforting for absolutely no one. So congratulations. You're both dead and not dead. Like Schrödinger's astronaut, except instead of a cat in a box, you're a noodle in a gravity prison. What's worse, some physicists believe the information that made you might still exist in some scrambled form on the surface of the black hole. Your thoughts, memories, dreams, embarrassing middle school moments, all potentially smeared across the event horizon like ghost graffiti. Basically, you become part of the weirdest physics argument in the universe, and you're not even alive to win it. Let's be honest, you falling into a black hole is someone's PhD thesis waiting to happen. Or maybe even a Netflix docuseries. Because here's the thing, black holes are more than space monsters. They're cosmic storytellers. If your fall was somehow recorded through sensors, data, or very optimistic cameras, your final moments might help physicists understand stuff we've been guessing at for decades. Gravity, time, entropy, even the elusive theory of quantum gravity might crack open a little because of you. You're not just a casualty. You're a scientific martyr, a noodle-shaped legend. And that's not even getting into the theoretical stuff. Some scientists think black holes might be portals to other universes, or that they spit matter out elsewhere via white holes. The opposite of a black hole. Like the universe's back door, so maybe, just maybe, you don't die, you get recycled. Imagine your atoms flying out somewhere else in the universe, billions of light years away, reassembling as a rock, or a squirrel, or a slightly confused alien pizza chef. We don't know, and that's kind of the point. Black holes are cosmic mystery boxes. And if you fall in, you become part of that mystery, forever. Which, honestly, might be the most poetic way to die in all of science. Let's take a quick break from the physics horror to appreciate something even more unsettling. The soundscape of a black hole. Or rather, the complete lack of one. In space, there's no air, no medium for sound waves to travel through. So as you're falling into this screaming death vortex of cosmic annihilation, you'd be surrounded by total, eerie silence, not the peaceful kind, the existential kind. You wouldn't hear your own scream, not the warning alarms, not the groaning of your ship as it gets stretched into sad space taffy. Just silence, like the universe has ghosted you, permanently. And for creatures like us, who evolved on a planet full of noise, birds, traffic, TikTok scrolls, that silence isn't relaxing. It's disorienting. Your brain expects feedback, echoes, something. Instead, you're just floating in a vacuum of mute doom. Your senses doing their best impersonation of Windows 98 crashing. It's the kind of quiet that makes your inner monologue louder. And trust me, that's the last voice you want to be stuck with while being turned into an atomic noodle. So yes, the soundtrack to your black hole death? Pure, uncaring nothingness. A cosmic shush as the universe presses mute on your existence. If, by some miracle, you had a camera during this whole ordeal, and it could somehow survive the spaghettification, light warping, and timeline breakdown, your last photo would be, well, completely unusable. Why? Because black holes bend light like a magician on caffeine. The result? A photo where your body is twisted, stretched, blurred, and duplicated. Some versions of you may appear sideways, others backward. You might be in the shot 5 times, looking progressively more horrified each frame. It's like a Picasso painting made by gravity and regret. And the background? Not stars, not darkness, just an endless void of distorted geometry and smeared photons. It's the least flattering photo you'll ever take, and also the most scientifically valuable. Kind of a win? Fun fact. The famous black hole image, taken by the Event Horizon Telescope in 2019, is actually a shadow surrounded by light bent around it. So your photo wouldn't even show the hole, just the chaos around it. In short, your black hole selfie would be the worst profile pic ever. But the best way to end your Instagram feed with a bang. Ready to get really weird? Some scientists think black holes could be doing calculations, like actual cosmic math. The theory goes like this. The universe, or parts of it, may be operating like a quantum computer. And black holes, with all their weird properties, might be processing information, as in your atoms, your data, your awkward 7th grade memories, all crunched and stored like files on a very violent hard drive. This means that falling into a black hole isn't just a death sentence. It's a data transfer. Of course, that doesn't mean you're backed up. More like, encoded into spacetime itself. In a format nobody can read. Which is either beautiful, disturbing, or both, depending on how much sleep you've had. So if you're looking for digital immortality, maybe black holes have been the universe's cloud storage this whole time. Minus the recovery option. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy weird, slightly horrifying facts delivered with a smile. See you next time.